Start with Steve down here in the second row in the middle. Steve, coming from the other side.
Sal, you hit the homer in the winner-take-all game with the Mets last year. I'm just wondering, from your experience from last year, what does it take to kind of maintain your poise, maintain your composure, not get caught up in the environment in these winner-take-all type games?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of emotion, obviously. That's kind of what you dream of, right? Game 5s, Game 7, stuff like that. So I don't think it's the worst thing ever to feed off of that emotion and feed off of, the crowd, especially playing at home. But, yeah, you're right. At the same time, you want to do your job and stay focused, and, that's important. But, it should be a good environment.
Go to Adam, second row.
One of the things you guys and Murph said a lot was you were good in the regular season when you played free. How do you play free in a game like this after the last 2 games went the way they did?
I think, for us, come back home, those 2 games didn't go our way, obviously, but, we're going to have the crowd behind us and, like you said, just go play free. Baseball is a game, but you got to go out there and have fun with it.
Go to Bob on the end of the second row.
Yeah, because of the crowd factor, how important do you think it is just to get that early lead, to get the crowd into it and even relax you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we're playing at home's awesome. Like I said, get to have, the home crowd behind us. But, at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised at some point tonight, we're going to get punched in the face. We're going to punch them in the face. Like, that's just kind of how these games go, right? And it's not like trying to avoid getting punched. It's just, how do you respond from that? So, they're a great team over there, as we've seen. And it's really just going to be all about how can you respond, not necessarily, trying to avoid, something like that.
Staying in the second row.
Sal, from a year ago, when you look at the way that game was 0-0, it was so tight, did you learn anything about your pitchers, about your staff, and what it was like to play defense in that 0-0 game? Is there an emotion, is there a focus that you learned from a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, and it's not even a game, we played tight games during the year, too, that, can get pretty intense in those ball games. I think especially our ball club just, always preaching defense and pitching over the past few years. Like, that's kind of our comfort zone, I think, when we're in those situations, those close ones where we're just rolling out guys out of the bullpen and, I could handpick one and feel, 100% confident in that guy to go out and throw up a 0. So, that's, obviously you learn stuff, but playing in those close games like that, whether it's a playoff game or just a regular season game. But again, I think, that defense in close games is kind of, somewhat of our identity and, what we kind of like to culture our team on.
Go back to Steve in the second row.
To each of you, I was just trying to get your perspective. Why do y'all think this series has been the way it's been, with so many of the runs being scored right there, right in the first inning?
I mean, I would just chalk it up to baseball. Sometimes you score early, sometimes you score late. That's definitely been the trend. And, I guess our goal is to go out there and, score first, score the most.
Go to Kurt in the third row.
How does the pregame preparation / meeting from the hitter's side change when the pitching plans are kind of the way they are with the Cubs? We're expecting to see a lot of different arms, a lot of different bullpen arms, and it's not just like Boyd or Imanaga, and you got to plan for all these different options.
I mean, not really. You want to prepare as best as you can, right? And at the same time, like, it's a division opponent for us where, we've seen these guys a ton this year. We've seen them a ton in the last week, right? So, we're obviously going to touch on, like we usually do, our normal, offensive meeting. Going to go through anybody who's available to pitch, just kind of go over some stuff, talk about it. But, at the same time, it's like, just go out and compete, man. Like, you faced these guys before, so, yeah.
Adam, second row.
Sal, being in that wing of the clubhouse near McGill, what can you tell us about being his teammate, and what did you think when you heard that it would be him leading the way with your pitching plan tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I found out probably like 5 minutes ago, I guess. I haven't really dissected it too much, but kind of like what I said earlier, like, they could have picked out of a hat anybody, and I would have had the same feeling, right? Like anyone on this team's going to go out there and, execute for us. And couldn't be happier. Trevor's getting the ball, though. Like, we've seen it all year, and, he's just a dog on the mound. So just go out, let him do his thing, and whatever happens, happens. But, we're gonna have his back offensively regardless, so it should be good.
Go over here to the left side in the third row.
Sal Murph made a point yesterday of saying that everyone was here for workout day. Is that a surprise to you? And I guess why do you feel like you want to be here for a day like that in between a couple of big contests?
Yeah, one, it was a workout day, right? So, optional or not, I think everyone kind of knew it's good to be here. And listen, I just like spending time with these guys, right? Like any chance I get to come to the ballpark and take batting practice with some of these guys and watch Vaughn hit them off the scoreboard. Like I'm not going to miss a chance to do that. So it's fun for me. It's not like something that is a burden by any means. It's enjoyable. So I think everyone feels the same way.
Back to the right side in the second row.
Andrew, to think a couple months ago you were in AAA with a different organization, and now you're playing in a Game 5. Where has all of this journey led you? What have you learned about yourself, about your game, to be prepared to play in a game like this?
Yeah, just it's really been just be where my feet are. Life can be crazy. Baseball as a profession can be crazy. But really just whittle it down to, taking it one pitch at a time. Be exactly where my feet are and enjoy every moment of it.
Go back up to Kurt and then to Bob.
For either one of you, we know Murph can be kind of unpredictable. Does he address you guys? Does he say anything to the team or like you individually before a playoff game, or do you expect it before a playoff game of this magnitude?
Not really. No different than he would address us like during the regular season. There's nothing added. There's nothing he's trying to force on us. He I think believes in us and we believe in ourselves. But nothing really I think added where we got to come together and really hold hands and talk about it. That's not that's just not us, right? So I think Murph knows that and just kind of treats it the same.
Bob.
I was just curious, did either of you guys watch last night's game, the 15-inning game? What was going through your minds if you did watch it?
I think I made it to the 12th inning, and then I went to bed. Be honest with you.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
All right. You guys know this proposes a big dilemma for me to get everybody to introduce themselves that I don't know. So could you guys start and do that? Please? Who don't I know along here? Maybe I know everybody. Who do we got? Who's new in the row? Don't try to sneak. If you're brand new? Oh, that's right. You two are new. Who are you?
We were on the other NLDS.
Okay.
We had to come over here because we needed to send the other gal to the AS.
They were just so sick of us. I got it. What is your names? And
My name is Dan Hinksley. This is Denise. We'll go to ASA Schools.
you're not married?
We are.
You are?
We are.
That's awesome. Like that's what happens in this group. Like you bring your husband to work type thing. Because he doesn't do jack, you do everything, right?
You are so right.
Like, can't make.
You're a sports writer, so you know me well.
Oh well, we've got some great ones in the room. I'm telling you. Nothing like it. Nightingale's here. Bob Nightingale needs no introduction. He's here. The gentleman a couple down from him, I know you also, but what is your name?
Paul Sullivan,
From, where are you from, Paul?
Chicago.
Chicago. What side of town? South side?
Well, south side, originally the north side now.
Archer.
Now, south suburbs.
Nice. What town? Homewood, yeah. Homewood, Flossmoor. All right, who else is new up there? I know you guys, but have you made introduction? Young lady, have you made introduction here?
I have, but I can do it again.
Do it. You like doing it anyways, huh?
Maddie Lee from Chicago Sun-Times.
Nice. Thanks, Maddie. The woman next to you, I know her
Yeah.
very well. How about the guy next to you? He looks,
My English is very basic. From Mexico. We against Danish Schwarzman. We both have a game. Spanish language market here in the U.S.
awesome. Your English is very good, by the way. Very, very good. Yeah. Oh, Jesse? Who don't I know? I know this young man, right? You were here before? All right. Quiet guy at the top. I just don't like to not know somebody in the room, right? What do we got over here? We got, whoa. What do we got over here? You guys have been with us? Yeah, you've been with us. You've been with us? All right. Why are you standing, man? What do you got?
Mike won't let me sit down. I want to take a seat.
How about the videographers? Any new guys? Is my wrestler up there? Oh, hey, go. What's your name?
Tony, EM. I'm with Schwartzman from Miami.
From Miami. Nice, Johnny. Good to have you. Good to have you. Is that it? Or is somebody trying to hide out? All right, thank you for doing that. That makes me feel more comfortable.
All right, we'll get started
All right,
with
let's do it.
questions for Murph. Who wants to start today?
Adam.
We'll go to Adam. We'll go to Adam, then we'll go to Steve in the middle.
Murph,
So-
how did you come to make the choice of McGill to open, and how many different permutations did you guys go through of who to send out first?
You know, the pitching guys, myself and Matt Arnold, we just sat in a room and just talked about the possibilities, and considered a ton of factors, but we settled on McGill. He's going to pitch tonight regardless. And, the power of friendship. He started it all, so we thought it'd be a good way to start.
Come to Steve here in the second row in the middle.
And just in that regard, their decision to start Pomerantz, did that surprise you at all? Was it something you were expecting? And from your perspective, what's made him as effective as he's been so far in the postseason?
Yeah, Big Palm. You go back to when we had him. What year was that? 19. Big Palm was effective then, man. He threw in Atlanta that decisive game. He threw at least 2+ innings. He threw so good we let him hit in the game. We were leading and we let him hit in the game. That's how good he was throwing. This guy's got the fastball that you don't see. It's got a little cut to it. He's really, really good. Did I anticipate it, Steve? I didn't know how they were going to go. I didn't even think about it. I said, we'll react to whatever. And, yeah.
Go to Jack on the left side, third row.
When you guys are planning on potentially starting a reliever for a game like this, do you weigh whether he's done it before? Because out of all the guys in that bullpen, Trevor is one of the guys who has started a bullpen game before.
I think it's important that, one, it's not a guy that hasn't been in the big leagues or just his first time in the big leagues and then he's never done it. That would be another hurdle. But since Trevor's been in the big leagues and he has done it, that helped make that a more solid choice.
Go to Kurt, second row on the right.
Staying on McGill, obviously you're not going to want to throw a guy out there in the first inning to give up runs, but given the way the first inning has gone this season or the series, does that make the decision to go to the guy that was your all-star closer? Like, does that have any impact on it, just wanting even stronger?
Well, we have confidence in McGill. Now, he hasn't thrown the ball the way he was when he was closing yet. I think we'll see a good version of him. But, he wasn't going to close the game tonight because he just hasn't worked back in that form. But, yeah, that all that adds into it,
Bruce, down on the right.
Murph, do you have, going into the game, do you have a idea about how you want to choreograph it if it goes to what your thought process might be? In other words, do you know who 2, 3, and 4 would be, or you just...
It's kind of like an equation. If so-and-so needs to be rescued, this is the best rescue guy there in this pocket. If he gets through it, here's the best guy to open the second based on where we ended, and then, you play it out from there. So there's an equation and there's an if this, then this. If no, then this. It's trying to thread the needle, which we've had to do a lot this year, and it's worked out. So Yeah, this is no different.
Go to Russell down on the left side, second row.
Murphy, you
Hey,
guys
Russ.
were, how you doing? You guys were in this position last year with an elimination game in the wild card round. Most of the same group returning this year. What do you think that group learned in that experience that should help tonight?
You know, we talked about it. We talked about it the last day of the season after the game last year, that somehow that experience will help us. Don't know how, you know what I mean? But somehow that experience will help us. It's not like we broke down and did something wrong, you know, it's just that we had one guy not to execute pitches, you know, and we had the Mets hot, and they were great, and especially in that last inning. So, but there's something to be learned from it. It's not over till it's over, and, you know, you got to play it all the way. So I think it'll help us. And we mentioned it again today, you know, just a little piece of, hey, remember those feelings, and remember that awareness that you got to have. You just got to get all the outs, whether it's 27 or you saw in the game last night, 48, whatever it was. Yeah.
Go up to the top left.
Murph, we hear about home field advantage, and we saw it in the series thus far. What are you expecting out of the fans tonight?
The fans will be great. You know, I think that the fans have embraced this team from the beginning, actually. I mean, you think about our 0-4 start with the biggest run differential in I don't know how many years, you know, and they've kind of like kept an eye on us, and then we start going and they start showing. And then just the number of sellouts this year, I don't know what the record is or what, I don't keep track of all that, but it just seemed like, wow, you know, this is, you know, kids are back in school and it's a Wednesday night and wow, you know, it's been wonderful the way they've supported us. So hopefully, you know, not hopefully, I'm certain they'll be out there tonight.
Go to Maddie, about 4 rows up in the middle.
Murph, you worked with Quentin Berry for years. Just how do you describe the impact that he made while he was here?
Yeah, Q is special. That's why, you know, Counts work with him too here, and that's why Counts, you know, went and got him. He's really convicted, and he's really passionate about that area of the game, and he has a way with people. He impacts people, you know. He's a guy that players can relate to. He's very genuine. And I think it's, you know, I think he's really good at what he does. I don't want to say he's the best in the game because I don't know everybody else doing it. You know, I've just had my little experiences in 10 years. But he's really, really good.
Is there it might be too hard to kind of separate out his influence versus Council's influence, but is there anything watching from the other side when you watch the way that this Cubs team runs the bases where you're like, that feels like it has Q's fingerprints on it? Yeah, well, I mean, they have some very good base. I don't want to take anything away from the coaching profession because, you know, that's all I do. But the Cubs have some very good base runners, but you can see that there's an emphasis on it and that you can see Q's influence and Counts' influence because ultimately Counts is the one that okays that we're going to play this game that way.
Any last ones for Murph? Come down here to the 3rd row towards the middle. And then we'll finish up. We'll take one more after that with Todd on the right.
Murph, in a winner-take-all game like this, how do you and your staff balance, you know, maybe doing things a little bit differently if you need to, and, you know, given the situation, but also knowing that you also want to trust, you know, what got you there and the things you've done that have made you successful throughout the season and postseason?
It's a great question. The balance of all that, but then there's the urgency of there isn't tomorrow if you don't get more runs than the other team today. And so you've got to risk a little bit more at times. You have to be a little bit, so I tell the players, like, we're not going to change anything. The steps are the same, but you have to be a little bit open to growth. So you may end up in a spot you didn't think you'd be in, but you're certainly prepared for it. I mean, you're certainly capable of performing here. So, yeah, if that's an earlier pinch hit or a insertion into the game earlier, or, you know, playing a position that you haven't played as much because we were maybe behind in the game and had to pinch hit, so now you're in this situation. Those things happen. Ultimately, you know, you hope the group that you put out there can get it done without that, but these things come up.
We'll finish up with Todd.
Murph, I don't know if you had the ability to watch the game last night. Did you get a chance, and just what were your thoughts about how
What
that?
was my incapacity? Was I incapacitated?
You have young children.
I don't drink, you know that. So
you have young children, I know. You have other obligations, but just curious.
They were watching too.
Yeah. What did you think?
They went to bed at midnight. What did I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's way easier to manage from the couch. Yeah. You know. Yeah, I mean, it was a great ball game, and, you know, I'm a Scooble fan. You know, I know the guy a little bit, and I just love his quirkiness and his greatness and his, what I see as authenticity, you know what I mean? And so I'm a big Scooble fan. I thought he pitched outstanding. Seattle's got a special thing going on. That's kind of cool for the whole city. Yeah, and I respect their team, both teams, but yeah, I watch it from a little standpoint of I don't care who wins and loses. You know, I got friends everywhere there, and but yeah, it's amazing how, you know, and it gave me some ideas even today. You know, like you can see guys trying to get a result instead of just play the pitch. You know, and it's easy to say, but I think the worst possible outcome in these games is not just a loss. The worst possible outcome is the regret of not being able to find your focus and be in the right mindset. That regret, you know, is maybe even worse than the loss, because the loss can happen. You can play good and lose, you know, but find your best self in there.
All right, Murph, thanks.
Thank you.
Good luck tonight. We'll
Thank
see you
you.
post game.
See you guys.